Trader Joe's was started in 1967 by Joe Coulomb and has been showing dominance in the grocery industry ever since. With their artistic, distinctive image and always low-priced, unique products, it continues to be a standout to consumers in meeting psychological and standard needs. Currently, these tactics are incredibly successful and appear to be unstoppable. However, now we will discuss whether the methods of Trader Joe's can withstand the future.
In order to understand Trader Joe's, we must look at the grocery industry as a whole. This industry is home to diverse, highly competitive firms. This fierce competition creates low profit margins, making each firm's profitability dependent on high sales volume and operational efficiencies. Recently, growth within the industry is dependent on population growth and the firm's ability to adapt to changing consumer preferences. In recent history, consumers are shifting to more organic and natural foods. In recent years, there has also been consolidation through mergers and acquisitions. There are four major types of firms in the grocery business. Mainstream grocers include supermarkets such as Publix, Walmart, and Kroger. Recently, the share of these firms has dropped from nearly 2/3 to 51%. Warehouse clubs such as Sam's Club and Costco give consumers low prices based on wholesale purchasing. Discount stores such as Dollar General and Aldi, which carry a limited selection of items, provide low prices and convenience to shoppers. Local farmer markets also give consumers access to reasonably priced local produce, and specialty stores such as Trader Joe's and Whole Foods provide shoppers with unique products. In order to better understand Trader Joe's position in the marketplace, we need to analyze the industry as a whole using Porter's five-force analysis. The first force in industry is the threat of entrance. There are three major barriers for new firms attempting to enter the grocery industry. The first barrier is government policies, such as the FDA's requirement to post calories on all items, and this increases the cost of entry into the grocery industry. Larger firms also benefit from economies of scale and get lower prices on goods due to high ordering volume. Consumers are also attracted to existing grocers as they are familiar with their layout and products. New grocers also need large amounts of capital to get started and build inventory. The second industry force is the threat of rivalry. In the grocery industry, there are a large number of competitors. In 2008, there were approximately 85,000 grocery stores and 25,000 convenience stores. Specialty stores such as Trader Joe's and Whole Foods are experiencing rapid growth as they adapt to consumer taste. This attracts rivals such as Walmart and Safeway to open smaller locations as well. Rivals may be deterred from this industry by its high fixed costs for storing inventory and operational expenses. The next threat is the threat of substitutes. This threat is minimal, but some consumers have resorted to ordering groceries online and having them delivered, so the threat of substitutes does exist. The threat of suppliers is high as there are agricultural limits and a small number of food suppliers in the industry. From Trader Joe's perspective, though, this threat is limited, as they buy large amounts of products directly from manufacturers rather than suppliers. Large consolidation in the grocery industry, combined with consumers' relatively unchanged demand for food, gives buyers little power in the industry.
Financial ratio analysis was conducted for a top four supermarket in the grocery industry: Whole Foods, Kroger, Safeway, and SuperValue. The ratio analysis examined 8 key ratios: gross margin, operating margin, selling general and administrative expenses to revenue ratio, net profit margin, asset turnover ratio, debt ratio, return on asset ratio, and return on equity ratio. These ratios help illustrate the different strategies under Porter's framework. Gross profit margin is a strong indicator of how a firm is performing compared to others in its industry. As a result, the analysis ranked the four supermarkets consecutively as Whole Foods, Safeway, Kroger, and SuperValue. Whole Foods implements a differentiation strategy. This is evident by their high SG&A to revenue ratio. Whole Foods offers high-quality, organic, and unique products at a premium. The grocery chain is also growing, which is supported by a high debt ratio at 30%. Whole Foods is expanding into new and existing areas, even into international markets. Safeway implements a cost leadership strategy. The grocery chain has one of the lowest SG&A to revenue ratio at 24%. In addition, their gross margin is also relatively low at 27%. They offer their product at a low cost by finding savings through other means. For example, Safeway closed 214 of its stores in 2000, but still opened 183 new locations to maximize their efficiency. Kroger's strategy is a combination of both cost leadership and differentiation. Kroger has the highest SG&A at 79% and the lowest gross margin at 21%. Kroger's high debt ratio of 83% and high return on equity ratio of 15% signifies that the company is expanding and succeeding in their endeavor. Kroger differentiates itself by offering their own premium private selection brand and has in-store health clinic programs to make itself stand out from other market offerings. Kroger also self-manufactures products that make up a quarter of its sales, which allows them to avoid extra costs and keeping their pricings low. SuperValue has the lowest SG&A percentage and gross margin percentage at 24% and 22% respectively. This supports that the company is using a cost leadership strategy. However, other ratios shows that the company may be losing its control in their strategy and becoming stuck in the middle. SuperValue's net profit margin is at -3%. This indicates that their strategy is not effective. High debt ratio of 100%, return on asset at -9%, and return on equity at -4,952% demonstrate that SuperValue is using their assets and equity very poorly and require external investment to help them survive. Since 2009, SuperValue sales dropped from $44.6 billion to $36.1 billion.
The key strategy Trader Joe's uses is in their consumer focus. After segmenting the market, they chose to target the segment of artistic, college-educated, young urbanites. People in this segment could be described as not fitting the mold. Trader Joe's, in understanding its target segment, is able to supply them with what they actually want. These consumers don't want average, run-of-the-mill products that you can get anywhere, but products that are unique, like themselves. Trader Joe's also executes their strategy through designing their stores to match the personalities of these specific customers. Trader Joe's does this by every store having its own artist who designs creative signs and slogans. Trader Joe's also makes their stores compatible to their specific customers by hiring employees who are like them. They're people. So when customers go to Trader Joe's stores, they can engage in friendly interaction. There are a few different ways firms in the grocery industry can attempt to make financial returns. First, having product variety has proven successful to an extent for Whole Foods. Second, the store size can either contribute or hurt financial returns. For example, if a store is large, it might have a high cost to lease, and if the store doesn't make a particularly high amount of revenue, the financial returns won't be very good. Next, similarly to the size of the store, if a firm has many employees or they pay employees a high amount, their expenses may overpower the revenues and result in poor financial returns. Lastly, if a firm offers low prices, it has the potential to attract a lot of customers, which could result in good financial returns. In general, it is very difficult to achieve outstanding results in the grocery industry. Profits are never particularly high, and through the analysis of the four firms, all using different strategies, there wasn't much variation.
As aforementioned, Trader Joe's currently has a competitive advantage in its market. The atmosphere and personality of each store is unique. They carry products that no other grocery store has, and it's constantly being updated. This is possibly due to their direct and discreet relationship with their suppliers, eliminating the need for a middleman and ensuring that they are the sole vendor of their products. This direct relationship allows Trader Joe's to have low prices at all times, thus not needing to have sales. Each store is also uniquely decorated with in-store marketing created by a store artist, adding personality and giving the feel of a small community store. Additionally, Trader Joe's offers their employees high wages and benefits that other stores don't offer. This allows them to attract and retain top talent, improving the overall experience for the consumer. All of these factors attract their target demographic of educated college graduates who are extremely loyal. Trader Joe's marketing tactic relies on word of mouth, and for this to work, they have to provide a memorable experience for their customers.
While Trader Joe's has many competitive advantages, there are many threats to their strategy. The discreetness they have with their suppliers can only be kept for so long. It is only a matter of time before competitors are able to acquire the unique or comparable products that our Trader Joe's relies on. Whether or not they are able to acquire Trader Joe's products, competitors are already opening small neighborhood stores to tap into the same market. These include Walmart's Neighborhood Market, Whole Foods' Harry's Market, and the Fresh Market. Another threat is their lack of social media presence. In today's technology-driven world, Trader Joe's still doesn't use social media outlets for advertising. Their customers are all over social media. Some have even created fan pages and recipe pages just for Trader Joe's. By not having this presence, Trader Joe's is missing out on these outlets to present new products and services to their customers. Similarly, Trader Joe's has had a trend of not conforming to new technology. They only recently started using electronic cash registers, and they still refuse to implement self-checkout lanes, even though their customers complain about how long their lines can be.
Our analysis has led us to conclude that Trader Joe's competitive advantage is not sustainable. They cannot keep getting bigger without losing its credibility and thus their target demographic. Additionally, their lack of technology use is a weakness in the world of technological advances. They are losing their chance to reach out to new customers through TV and social media outlets. Trader Joe's supply of unique products is not infinite, and competitors will eventually be able to acquire comparable products. Lastly, their unique target demographic limits their growth to only specific urban and suburban locations that are dense with young college graduates.
Trader Joe's competitive advantage could be possibly sustained by improving their strategy. When it comes to marketing, they first and foremost must embrace social media. Their consumer base is calling out to hear more from Trader Joe's about new products, and if they would advertise on television, Facebook, or Twitter, they would market to a greater area and expand their consumer base. Additionally, they should expand their target demographic to include lower income customers such as college students and non-college graduates. This would allow Trader Joe's to not be limited on which locations they can expand to. Trader Joe's also needs to improve their in-store experience. In the fast-paced world we live in, self-checkout lanes are a must. They need to answer customers' complaints about parking space and allocate more parking when designing new stores. They also need to research possible locations to expand to, such as college campuses and possibly going international. If they implement an online presence, they could conduct online polls to see what products and services consumers want, allowing them to expand their marketing and also build relations with their customers.